voice of Neal Ruhl, live on the Woodward Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back, everybody, to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Yeah. My name is Neal Ruhl. This guy over here, the stranger, is back, of course. It's D-Mac. Darren McCarty here in the house. We got Sam Flannel. He's on brand. He's on budget. We got Big Spence in the house as well. Spencer Raxter. Happy to have you all with us. Remember, tap in on the YouTube channel, on our YouTube chat thread. Detroit Dabber 313. What up, though? As is tradition, he's always in first. But anything that you guys want to get off your chest, we got a lot to get to here today. The trade deadline has come and gone. Some real major league organizations made some real moves. Your Tigers did not. And we will discuss that here today as well. Some Lions news as well as training camp continues to roll on. We're getting ready for Hard Knocks and the debut of Hard Knocks coming up. What's that? Next Tuesday, I believe. So, you know, we got a ton. We got a ton to mess with here today. I'm happy to have my wingman back here in Darren McCarty. We're going to talk some Red Wings a little bit in hour number 2 as well. I am happy, however, we're not going to do it right here off the rip, but I am happy that D-Mac, the Tigers will be removed from the plate after today. I don't know if you caught yesterday. I had a moment yesterday.
Where's Rick Ross? Where's Rick Ross? We go home and see. Where's Rick Ross? You had a D-Mac moment. I was proud of you. I think I might have teared up when I watched that video. Nicely cut up there, Spence. I did have but they got to you. See, I checked out a couple months ago when I told you.
As did I. They weren't a central part.
You were checked out, but you weren't like... You were, it's like, oh, you broke up with the girl and you got, I was done with her anyways. No,
well, it's like if you, but see, D-Mac, the difference is it's like if you work with the girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you go to the same place of employment every single day and she's there all the time, so you don't have a choice.
I felt like yesterday you finally got to the explosion, like where I had gotten to. A few months ago. I'm fishing the sea, baby. I'm already done to it. I like you mentioned what the real baseball teams in Major League Baseball did, and obviously the Juan Soto deal to the Padres. Right. And you look at the big three. Looking at that, I saw something come across my Twitter feed of the picture of Fernando Tatis, Manny Machado, and Juan Soto as your big three. Holy cow. If you're a Padres fan, out there, and I guess I go to, I look to our councilman, Mr. Colosio out there. I know he's in the San Diego area, but what's the buzz if you're that team? It's the opposite of what it's like to be a Tiger fan.
It's the exact
it's polar
opposite.
Opposites.
Yeah.
The good thing is that, Neal, the best part, right, it's not like it was for the past 5, 6, 7 years. Because you know what? Like you said, take your Tiger, put it away. Don't kill it. Just put it away. It's on a long, solitary confinement, right? It's in the hole. Put it there. Because you know what? As I look down and I see this Lions helmet, and the boys are in pads and listening to the shows and hearing things out of Allen Park, I'll put my Tigerdom in there. We're going to talk hockey later. Hashtag Yzerplan. Troy Weaver. There's good things, folks. Good things. The summer's going to be a little hot today. Make sure you stay cool. Other than that, but no, it just sort of. I'm happy for Michael Fulmer. He got out of town. Hopefully with the Twins, he can help something out. Right? Yeah. Exactly. Legend Killer's obviously happy too. He's out of town. But it's just I was happy to see you get to a D-Mac level yesterday. So
it's just I want the light on it because I feel as though in this town he's gotten off fairly easy. Can we agree with that?
Yeah,
and I'm not like the gatekeeper or anything like that. I'm not saying that.
It's not that because it's like deaf ears. Because the owner and Chris Ilitch has let him off the easiest. So why am I going to hold him accountable if the owner that pays his bills is just going to keep handing him checks? Because obviously, just like I can translate the hashtag Yzerplan and the way that you see things, Stevie's in charge. I don't know what Chris Ilitch is doing. But he's got an ulterior plan than what I have when it comes to Al Avila. So why am I going to invest my energy there? And I think that's where we're at with everybody. Right, I think that's where we're at. When a bunch of us get together, like you saw at the baseball game that our fearless leader, Mr. Adam Badoon, was at, and you lead the Avila Fire Avila chants, people get involved. But again, when the guy at the top who's making the decisions, it's the whole WWE old thing with Vince McMahon, right? You were gonna get what he wanted to give you anyways, and there's a different plan in place. You brought something up about. It looks, reported that they're going to wait to the end of the season and then part ways.
Yeah, which we're gonna talk about the Tigers and the trade deadline moves.
And I think that and that's a conversation that we're going to have later in the show.
Right.
But I mean, there are other things that when you think when it comes to the Tigers, could it get worse? And you know what? Unfortunately, I think that it could.
Well, there's something that really bothers me, and I read a story today by Lynn Henning in the Detroit News, and it really bothers me. But we'll get into that in the next segment. Southpaw Slab said, I love that fire out of you, Neal. And guys, look, there were a couple people on Twitter that accused me of trying to be like somebody else and in media. And, there's guys, I said this yesterday, there's none of that with me. What you see is how I feel. Born and raised here, lived here my whole life. Parents worked in the car factories. I'm as quote Detroit as it gets. Grandparents came from the South looking for work. That's the story. Mm-hmm. That is the Detroit story. There is none of that here. I'm not looking for content, or I'm not trying to do hot takes or anything like that. It's how I feel as a fan of this team since I can remember. That's how I feel.
You're consistent.
And I had a moment like this in the late '90s, early 2000s with Mike Ilitch. Because there was a time. For the younger generation, there was a time where there were certain characteristics being shown by ownership before that were similar to what we're seeing now. But I digress. We'll get into that when we talk Tigers trade deadline. And then guess what, guys? We're done. We're done with the Tiger talk. This is it. This is the last day.
Right.
The last day, because we got other stuff to do. We got football. We're gonna use our time on organizations that are trying. That's what we're gonna do here. But there's another thing here internally, and you guys, Coabzilla, Neal definitely climaxed yesterday. Coque, the Padres are down to 10-1 for the futures. I saw them as low as 8-1. They went from 22-1 to 8-1 overnight by moves. By ambition, by an organization that says we're pushing all the chips in the middle of the table, and it's not with Javi Baez and Eduardo Rodriguez.
Now,
so that's
was there a trade and is there a deal in place or an extension in place with Soto, or is it just the 2 years still?
Well, they don't have to yet.
No, I understand, but was there talk? Obviously, because it's interesting to see what an extension or what he will sign with the Padres, but. They're going for it, bro.
100% they are.
They're going for it. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess I like to see it because now it's just not, it was usually like the Dodgers and the Yankees, right? The National League and the American League, just who's going to overpay and outpay and buy their way there. Now, it's nice to see somebody else get in the mix.
Yeah. Detroit, Dr. Detroit. Okay, I like Neal a lot more now. That's the story. He's a homie. No, I mean, just like everybody else here, man. Just like, I know we joke and everything like that, but living up in Washington Township, in the hills of Macomb County, lording down over everybody, and it's funny and everything like that. But that is the case, Dr. Detroit. I grew up in Roseville. Parents were middle class factory workers, like I said.
Didn't even have one furnace in the house.
We had one little furnace. We had one little furnace. The attic was converted to my bedroom where I grew up. Boy, in the summertime, man, it was hot.
Oh, I bet.
It was hot up there. But anyway, though, look, you guys know we like to clue you in on stuff that goes around here and goes on at Woodward Sports. And we got the cool Big D energy background up here. That's fire,
Yeah.
Spence wants it to be a little sharper.
I do.
Is that fair?
I do, yeah. That's why I don't use it that much, because I don't know. It doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah, but, and that's fine, and I appreciate you, because you're always pushing, Spence.
Yeah.
That's why I mess with you. That's why I ride with you.
Yeah.
And you and I have had the conversation, multiple times where I was like, Spence is a dude for us now. I have 100%. It's like the exact opposite of Al Avila on trade dedeadline. I have 1,000% trust.
No, he's our Riley Green.
I have 1,000%. He's our Steve. He's our Yzerplan.
Why would I even say baseball? I mean, he's Jay Knight.
He's the Spence plan. All right, I have 100% trust in him, his execution.
Listen, we'll be calling him for tickets somewhere.
Yeah, stuff that fails on the spot, he always figures it out. He's never not figured it out, and I'm big on that. That's what do you do in the pressure cooker? Spence is a dude. He's got street cred with me.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%. He likes it. He doesn't love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now they just kind of gave it to us, right? Like it was assigned to us.
Yeah.
However, on the bottom line, from 2 to 4 here on Woodward Sports with Ryan Armani, big TV star, Braylon Edwards, first-round NFL draft pick, everybody's Michigan hero, Tom Mazaway, New York product, legend in this business.
Sounds like the bougie line instead of the bottom line. Can you get that graphic? I might be changing it.
Now, their graphic has motion. It's sharp. Yeah. How many times do you think that was passed back and forth? Like, creative came up with it. Yeah. They sent it to the bottom line. They're like, they gave him the Drake. Yeah. How many times do you think that was passed back and forth before finally it was approved?
I'm going to say at least 5. At least 5. We need more movement.
So, are we...
Look at that thing.
I mean, it's sharp. So,
for those who watch on the YouTube chat,
are we saying that we're not? Because I've never, I don't know if I've ever seen that Big D energy before and stuff like that. If you guys if you don't like it, you want more bells and whistles to it. You know what? Let's just see if anybody's listening before I might have to have a conversation. But I don't know. I don't know. Be more active. But here's the thing. To your point, we go with the flow, right, Neal?
We do.
And as long we trust if Spencer does it, it's more or less that there's other things, worried about the other things than the aesthetics, and if Spencer doesn't like it, then we trust it until whatever.
Absolutely. And so here's the deal with me. As you talked about the bougie line instead of the bottom line. And that's fair. And I know I get a lot of heat, and justifiably so. I like private golf clubs and nice cars and things like that. I do. I like that stuff. I like, very bougie, right? But I'm not in the business of putting the guys in the back are on the front lines. Like D-Mac and I, we sit up here and we're on the microphones, and you see the clips and guys like Fish right there that are just lounging, checking out the show. The guys in the back are the ones that make this whole thing go.
Absolutely.
100%. They're the grind line.
During the show, they are the grind line.
They're the grind line of the show.
Absolutely.
And so I'm never gonna go put them on blast about a graphic or anything. I'm not doing that because that's not my place. B, they work hard back there. Mm-hmm. All the credit that I get or D-Mac gets or anything like that, all the viral clips and the thousands of views, that's them. That's not us. I do the easy part, man. Yep. I turn it on, you turn the lights on, and we go do the show.
Hey, where's the cream of wheat and candy corn in the logo? You know what I mean? We should have. I mean, that would be cool. Imagine I like the basicness of that. If the blue was a little sharper, and then maybe you added themes each week to what we were talking about. I could see that.
Right. So I don't want it to be that. I just want it known about the bougie line from 2 to 4. Because you know they were like, no. And then the guys in the back came out with a new one, and he's like, no.
Wait, but I want to see how many. Here's the question. What's the over-under on how many redrafts right? Because you had to go, obviously, probably the first one. Okay, we'll start here.
How many think, D-Mac? How many drafts?
The over-under is 5.
Damn.
The over-under is 5 because they had to get it to. It's a great graphics of the Super 3D and all that stuff.
Motion graphics and everything, Spence. I didn't even know it had motion in it.
Is it a better question to ask the over-under how many hours were put into that?
Oh, tons.
Like how many?
Because that motion graphic stuff
somebody in the back
is not
give
easy.
Me like what? So here's an example. What would something like that hours-wise be put into to create the bottom line, right, logo, and as opposed to create
I just want an honest account. Time spent on the bottom line's graphic versus time spent on our graphic. That's all we want, right?
Yeah.
That's all we want.
That's it.
That is
Okay,
it.
so, do you think we can get an answer from the back?
Go back there and find out who the guardian. Go back and find out who the guardian of the back is.
They better be listening, fellas.
We gotta get Justin on the show.
We do.
Break it down.
Who's the guardian of the back, D-Mac?
Well, Justin. See, it's Cade because Justin's the boss.
Yes.
Justin is the OG Godfather in the back when it comes to anything graphics and whatever like this. But his responsibilities are so big. He's got to deal. So I think it's a committee in the back room. So what I say that committee because anybody who's sitting in the bullpen in the back room there should have an idea because that's where I would think it was created or where it flows through.
I know, but hey, Guardian didn't create home security. They're just the best at it.
But they keep you safe and they give you peace of mind. Neal, I've been telling you that for a couple years now, whether you're home or on the road, 24/7, right from your phone. Like today, you got pets at home, you forgot to say, oh man, it's a little bit hotter outside with this heat advisory till 8 o'clock. Yeah, I watched the weather this morning. And the fact is that if you needed to, man, turn AC on. The pets are good. So if you want to be part of the Big D Energy Guardian Alarm family, you can be. But give them a call. The number, 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
How many days of straight flannel protection, Sammy?
109.
109 days of straight protecting the flannel. Give them a call, 1-800.
Stay out. Get
Stay
out of my house.
El Avila, stay out of Detroit.
That'll be next. Anyways, Woodward Sports, Big D Energy Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Let them know we sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the Bottom Line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey guys, Big Frog Nova. I get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog and Novi. So just stop in and tell them that we sent you. They will print you one up on the spot. Go to Big Frog Novi today and get your free t-shirt or visit them online, bigfrog.com/Novi.
Off and running, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Deal Ruhl. We got this guy, D-Mac, back in the fold. Don't worry, guys. I'll be on vacation next week. And then after that, we ride. All the days off and all the vacation stuff comes to a head. We get deep. When we come back, it's the college football week. And we talked about an interview we were going to have on Friday. That's going to get pushed back to when I come back from vacation. But it's an interview you want to see if you follow the Get Right special.
Ooh.
Let's just say it like that.
You're getting your hands deep.
If you want to, and look, we're not making it up. It's 17-6. That's documented. We got the accountability mayor right here. That's 17-6, documented. You can go back and look through the annals of time on that. I'm thinking about doing a twist with the Get Right special too this year. Some accountability, because obviously I give out the Get Right special and it wins a lot. But I think there should be some penance paid on air if I'm wrong. And I have a great idea that popped in my head when I was driving in here today. But through all that, let's get into it. Yesterday, the trade deadline, Detroit Tigers make their move just in terms of trading Michael Fulmer. And, it's one of those things where he's an expiring contract. He's pushing 30. you weren't going to get a lot, and they didn't get a lot. Sawyer Gipson Long was the return, 35 strikeouts and 37 innings of work with just 6 walks, the ERA of 7.17, but he has a fielding independent pitching of 4.33 and 7 starts at Double-A Wichita. He's got a slider, fastball, and a changeup. I will say this. Like, people are going to focus on the ERA and everything like that. When you, at about a strikeout an inning, with a very low walk rate, what do you think you're getting? It's like the Robbie Grossman thing. You're getting a lottery ticket. It's a lottery ticket with some tools. All right? He probably won't ever make the roster. The math suggests that. But Michael Fulmer technically wasn't going to be on your roster in 60 days anyway. So I don't really care.
I don't mind that. You know, when your whip's around, you know, that's where it's a start. And obviously it's Double-A and everything else, but control, right? The strikeouts to innings to walks means that he's in the strike zone. I mean, that there's a start. If you're looking for some positivity, it might be something. Maybe he turns out. Odds are he won't. But again, I think you nailed it. Fulmer wasn't part of this roster and salary and stuff. I think it's just the bitter taste of, you knew when you had the full value to trade Fulmer after he won
Thank you.
the Rookie of the Year.
Because that's where I was going. And D-Mac, this isn't going to be as nuclear as it was yesterday, but I have a part two to yesterday.
That's a part about like making a bad trade or looking at the Verlander trade or looking at, you know, what you got back in return and where they are in the organization. That's
Jake Rogers.
No, but what I'm saying is that it's the same thing as when you don't trade somebody, you don't get rid of your stock at the highest point.
Right.
That's the frustrating part.
That
it's
is
the
the
same
frustrating
guy
part
doing
of
the
it.
same thing, Neal.
Bingo. So here's the deal. That trade wasn't made yesterday because they liked the asset they got. They're like, oh, this guy's going to help us at the major league level. That's not what it was. You had Fulmer on a 1-year, $5 million contract. You're going to save about a third of that. So I don't know, but $1.5-ish million. That was a salary dump. That's what it was. And why not, right? Why not? The businessman in me says, you're not going anywhere, so why spend the money if you don't have to? That's a businessman in me. And then there's a place for that. There is. But it all goes back to this. And I read a story today in the Detroit News by Lynn Henning. And Lynn Henning, you know Lynn Henning.
Yes.
Part of the fabric of baseball media.
That's great.
Yeah.
Part of the fabric.
Part of the fabric
Absolutely.
of baseball media. He's not just saying things to say things. He seems to be of the opinion that Al Avila will probably be removed from his duties after the end of the year. Here's my problem. And look, on one hand, I've demanded for a pound of flesh. You can't fail this miserably when so much was promised and somebody not pay. Yzerman did it. The Red Wings did it. Somebody had to pay, and that was Jeff Blashill that paid.
But I think it's different where you say, well, he's just waiting to do the same thing. No, Blashill. What I said is when this came about the end of February or March, Steve Yzerman would remove Jeff Blashill if Jeff Blashill was a detriment to the team moving forward for the last 6 weeks of the season, right? Obviously, we could agree that he wouldn't be, and then when the season ends, he's removed from his head coaching job. The thing is that you continue to let Al Avila make decisions through the draft, through the free agency, through trade deadline, through the trade deadline, stuff like this. Even sitting there, he's going to do more hurt than he is going to help you. It's just osmosis or his track record. So why? And it doesn't put you in a better place unless it's a power move of trying to, I don't know,
but D-Mac, it's not that.
Worse. I don't get it.
It's not that. Here's my problem with it all. Here's why it could be worse to me. And it will make me even more angry if he is removed, even though I'm demanding that you need a new GM based on resume. Here's why it would really piss me off. Why is he here now?
That's what
Why
I'm
did he
saying.
run the draft?
Right,
Why did he run the trade deadline? If you don't believe in him, if you don't believe in his abilities to do the job, then why is he here? Why is he running key moments for the franchise? Why? Like, what's the point of that? What's the number one rule in poker, D-Mac?
When you're beat, fold.
Fold! Throw in your cards the second you know they can't win. And if you're holding a pair of Al Avilas in your hand, fold that hand immediately. Fold it.
Well, it's the same
because you can't win with that hand, and you know it. And I'll never understand. You know what this is? This is Quintez running the draft that got you Jeff Okuda.
Yeah.
Running that offseason that got you. That's what this is right now. He's compromised. If you can't do the job, you're compromised, and you shouldn't be in charge. The second that you can't do something, you need to be removed. That second. If he is fired now, I'll even be more pissed. For real, I will.
But it's just like we're talking about Fulmer. Should have traded him, but should have got rid of him a long time ago. But, I mean, it doesn't
It's
change
the exact same thing.
Yeah.
D-Mac, that's a good call because it's the exact same thing. And this was something that I talked about that day when Michael Fulmer was named Rookie of the Year.
But here's the
day
thing.
the trade should have been made.
Avila wasn't gone before the draft, that he was going to be here till the end. So I hope Lynn's right, even though too little, too late. But you're still in the same spot. Remember, at the end of the day, you got nothing coming up.
Right, and that's it. And it goes back to that. It's not even just the fact that you got Daz Cameron for Justin Verlander and J.D. Martinez. It's not even that. To me, it's the inaction. The day that Michael Fulmer wins Rookie of the Year, what year was that? Was it 2016? 2017? 18?
2016.
2016. 2016, he was Rookie of the Year. You knew what your timeline was. How do I know you knew? Because you lost 100-plus games in 20. You knew what the timeline was. That day he should have been traded. You know you're not doing anything for 5 years, so why keep him? Someone explain to me. Why keep him? Like, what's the point? His value was never going to be higher. That day he won Rookie of the Year, every minute you kept him after that, he lost value. Up until you got a country music act for him yesterday. And that guy 62 says, someone please tell me how to feel about this trade. I'll tell you how to feel about this trade. It's a losing team that's going to lose 90-plus games, pushing 100 losses, that just wanted to bail on 1.5-ish million of salary. That's how you should feel about this trade, because that's what it was. Look at real teams out there. Look at the Padres out there, shifting the entire dynamic over the course of a trade deadline. That's what they did. And why could they do that, D-Mac? Because they drafted a Fernando Tatis. Because they signed him long-term. They have cost certainty with them. That's why they can do it. Because they have chips to build around. Because they know how to draft players. If he's not the man for the job, the second he's not the man for the job, get him out of here.
I checked out 2 months ago because
I know, D-Mac, but it's bigger than that right now, and I get that.
It's not changing, so you're wasting your breath, bro.
Well,
you're wasting your breath. You're right with everything you say, but nobody. So keep yelling it out. It's like you're yelling at the mountain, so the mountain will echo it back at you. Because nobody gives it, because the guy that cares, that it doesn't matter. So I'll see it when I believe it, but it doesn't change anything.
Yeah,
so.
and Chuck Brewer says if the owner wants to save money, go for it. But as a ticket buyer, I also have the choice not to buy a ticket or food at the ballpark. And guys, look, you know, I'm not one of these people that say nothing's going to change to your boycott. The TV revenue that comes in, like that's the new understanding we need to have with sports.
The sad thing is you say nothing. I don't know when it's going to change. Like nothing. I don't have it. Nothing's going to change until. Nothing's going to change until something happens at the top. Like something until Chris Ilitch obviously wants
until there's a mentality change.
There's a different... my plan and their plan is completely opposite, Neal. So I check it out because the other three teams, we have the same plan moving forward. So I'd rather invest my time in that. That's enough. Like thank goodness we're done talking Tigers.
And guys, that's it. We're done. Tigers, we'll see you in March.
So sad.
Spence will be getting drunk downtown somewhere on air. He'll be popping bottles and everything like that. Not because of the Tigers, just because that's what we do. And it's the only moment we get here. So we'll see you downtown in Detroit. We'll get you details where the broadcast is from. Come on out and just get drunk. Fair?
Fair.
Spence didn't even need to know why we're doing it.
Neal Stradamus's take. Four mulligans in, he's going to say, Lucky a cleanup hitter is this year. And then we'll all know. And then go back to drink. You guys can go back to drinking and having a good time and not worry about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, if you get hungry, go to Big Boy. Why not? Ciabatta, summer salads, hand dip shakes, all of it at Big Boy. You can try the Chicken Club, Chicken Cordon Bleu, or the Ultimate Banger, the Sunrise Ham and Cheddar, all on the grilled ciabatta bread. You can keep it light, too. The Michigan apple salad, chicken Caesar salad, or the Greek salad. It's not Spencer's thing, but, it's out there for you as well. Don't forget to cool off with the payoff. That's right, a nice hand dip shake. How about cookies and cream or strawberry, huh? Hitters all around, unlike the Tigers lineup. You heard it here first. Summer just got better at Big Boy. Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. Baby, talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Oh, yeah. That new bumper music.
Oh, yeah.
Is this Drake's new album?
Did we pull this off Drake's new album?
Honestly, Sam,
It might be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I was stunned, man. I was stunned. I'll leave it like that.
It's a stinker.
It is.
Yeah.
You know what this is right here? This is for me, this is a Sunday night in the fall, cooking dinner or grilling outside, like on the deck.
Yeah.
Football on in the background. I would do this. I would.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Maybe a rainy Sunday night.
His new album's boat music.
Yeah,
you
music.
play it on the yacht. Yeah.
Dom Rivera's popping bottles. No more Tiger talk. Yeah, I mean that's what it is. We are finished with it.
I think
guys,
Candy Corn might have actually had a first win in Neal's.
No,
in Neal's arsenal.
It's never going to be
taking it. No, but you'd rather
it's
talk
it's
about
never going to
Candy
be
Corn.
like that. I'm not going to be one to call you to boycott going to the game. I like going to the game still. There's still stars on the other team. There might not be any on the team I watch, but there'll be a star on another team unless they're playing the Royals. Yeah. And even then, they got a rookie that people believe in. So
my dad turns 70 years old tomorrow, and we bought him tickets to a Tigers game.
Why? Has he got a big will or something?
What are you trying to do there?
He said he wanted me and my brothers to take him to a Tigers game.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And for me,
that's different.
Yeah. And for me, I may slide down there once or twice, and you know what I'll do? I'll cop a beer, a summer shandy, or one of the outside beers that I like in the summer that I have on the golf course. If they have a mulligan there, I'll jump on one of those, and I'll sit there and I'll watch some baseball. And I'll talk with, if I'm going with the guys, we'll complain about our wives and stuff like that. If I go with the kids, we'll teach them about baseball. Whatever the shit, you'll go be with your dad or whatever. Maybe I'll take my dad down there, and it'll be the same type thing. Because that's all it is, man. So
baseball's tradition, right? And I think. I was going to segue you right into talking about sometimes you lose tradition, and we lost in baseball yesterday.
And I do feel as though that does need to be brought up because I don't think that even Tiger fans realize. And props to the social team at Woodward yesterday because even I didn't realize how interconnected people our age are to Vin Scully, the longtime Los Angeles Dodgers play-by-play announcer, did a lot of the World Series as well. He passed away yesterday, age of 94?
Yeah, 94.
I believe 94.
But to me, it was always being baseball my first love. Ernie Harwell was the voice on the radio, and then Vin Scully, to hear him do a Dodgers game and and then to learn more about it. But just the way he was like your grandfather, teaching you about baseball. You could always learn something.
Right.
It was so enjoyable to live. It was just like an afternoon. And you know what was so amazing, Neal? He did it by himself. You know how hard that is to do, to be able to carry conversation by yourself and make it that way. I think it was a staple.
See, that's the thing, D-Man, because people have asked me about that. So when I go on the road for Oakland, I don't have a broadcast partner. I do the play-by-play by myself. And what he did, and I never got a chance to meet him, unfortunately, but I would like to ask him about it, because my attitude is, like, when I do it, the audience are my broadcast partner, because I'm talking to you.
Right.
Like I'm talking about the fans I see in the stands, or if it's dollar beer night, things like that to kind of bring you inside.
Do you when you do this solo and you're doing the play-by-play, do you have to add an element of commentary?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So you get to play both
to
parts,
some degree,
but it's almost like, and then but you're talking to the audience the whole time, so it's almost like hearing them have a conversation back with you, right? So it's like you are having a conversation with them or enjoying a game, sitting there.
In my opinion, as somebody who does this, he's the best ever. Vin Scully was the best ever. And the reason I say that is because he would move me to buy the Major League Baseball extra innings package back in the day. $200 for the season.
It was your original Edmonton Oilers.
Bingo. That's exactly what it was. But the Dodgers were because of Vin Scully.
Yeah.
And as I zeroed in on this as a profession of something that I wanted to do, I was always amazed at how smooth he was. It was never hard. It was never hard for him, and he was just so well-versed. His knowledge, his stories he had, everything. He was. And then, D-Mac, going back to when we were kids, and a lot of you, when all of us were kids or teenagers or however old you were, when the Tigers ascended, more than 35 years ago, the last time they won a World Series, he was the national guy.
Yeah.
And all those big moments and the Kirk Gibson home runs and everything. If there was a big moment in baseball, his voice was attached to it.
No, it definitely was. And I think that when you think back, it doesn't. Sometimes it's unfortunate, but until people pass, as you realize the more the impact that they had in your life. Like there's certain guys that come. So Mike Doc Emmerich from Port Huron, who does the hockey. He, to me, him and even back before that, the Gary Thorns, with the ESPN, who's also a baseball guy. But the baseball guys tell the stories, right? They're able to encompass because they have more time on their hands. It makes sense where they can get into it more instead of as much action. But yeah, voice for anybody. I think it's just important to realize that, wow, he did it and he was the best to do it. So it's interesting because technology's changed and things have changed, but how this younger generation can still incorporate that compassion. He always had that compassion. It always reminded me like you were talking to a veteran or something and he's telling you a story and you're just intrigued. Or you had that, you know what it was like? It was like your favorite teacher at school or professor.
That's a good way to put it. Your favorite teacher in school of all time, that was him. That's a great line.
You never had my English teacher in 12th grade, I read 5 books that year. I mean, I was never late for class for that one.
Yeah.
I was always never had trouble paying attention because you were intrigued in that stuff. So
yeah, and we've all got teachers like that we had. That's a great analogy, D-Mac. You're on the game today, man. You came back rested, ready to roll.
Been out in nature, how we're still, and thanks to Rogelio and Maddie and yesterday to Gentry and everybody who put in time trying to implement different things around here. And where's Darren McCarty or where's D-Mac when I'm not in here some days, and to be able to see like Oakland Hills Monday and to be able to touch base. We'll get better with the hookups and stuff, but it's still, I think it's important because I can still be a part of the show. And to me, Neal, it's all about the people anyways, right?
Absolutely.
It's all about the people. So yeah, so that I enjoyed that. So that was fun. So I didn't feel like I was so much away. But I'm here with the The analyzation today.
I like it, no doubt.
The analyzation.
Not the English, just the analyzation. Chuck Brewer says, I missed that. Great announcer. No, he was. In my mind, I don't think there was anybody better. I mean, I do think he was the best to ever do it. Certainly Ernie Harwell is up there as well. But to me, Vin Scully was the best. Coquet, Vin Scully passing or running out of ketchup, a bigger deal to you. I like ketchup on a hot dog. I don't have to have it on the hot dog. I do like it on the hot dog. And yes, Vin Scully passing certainly is a bigger deal. GW the Kid, Scully taught the game and told epic stories. Never was there open air, literally the greatest. And you know what else he was the GOAT at? When a big moment happened, and this is really hard for announcers in this day and age to do. It's really hard because I think with the day and the times, we feel like you have to interject at every time. He laid out. He didn't say anything. It didn't have to be him. This is my problem, my one problem with the fellow people in my profession, man. And I've always said this. And D-Mac, I've said this to you privately before. It's not about you, man. It's about the moment. And don't worry. When the team wins, the people will like you. And when the team doesn't win, you're an extension of that. So you're going to take some heat for it too. That's just the lay of the land when you go in. When a big moment happens and the crowd's going hype, let it breathe. Feel free to let it breathe. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Let the moment play out.
Would you say that maybe that's something, the influence that he taught you, that you tried? Because a lot of people might realize that, but they don't get to apply it like you do, in broadcasts and stuff like that.
But it's hard, right? Because that goes against the nature of the job, especially when you're on radio. It's a little bit tougher when you're on radio than when you're on TV. But it's one of those things where you have to have reps in it to do it and everything like that. I understand that. But yeah, I did want to bring it up because, again, he was one of the best to ever do it. And and go to the Woodward Sports Twitter account. A tweet last night they had that was great. They had Vin Scully calling a Tigers home run in the '84 World Series. It was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. Lions talk when we come back. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. But D-Mac,
yes.
Warren Academy, they're making some moves, unlike the Tigers.
Well, absolutely, because they got the brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field, and can also be used for 7-on-7 football. So kindergarten to 8th grade, which features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and of course, athletics. So if you want to be a part of the Academy of Warren, enroll today, academyofwarren.net.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Hey, it's Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. Hey, it's Wednesday. It's one of our favorite days. We get to talk golf with our girl Kelly. Hey, we've been red hot with our golf picks, so make sure you join us at 4:30 over at the Woodward Bets YouTube page. You guys also got to make sure you get over to that app store and download oddstrader.com. Listen, it's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and it's the best place to check all the odds at the sports books right in the palm of your hand. But hey, let's get some fun coupons. We need to get us some money. So listen, my favorite bet here today is the Marlins. And our boy, Sandy, don't call me Sally Alacanatera. Listen, that's how we do it. Woodward Bets, oddstrader.com. Check it out.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren, McCarty live at the Planet Fitness Studio. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building. And, we're going to get into the Lions stuff. Certainly we have to. There is a lot of news. I have some thoughts that are baseball related. I'm going to push that back to the second hour about the Juan Soto trade. And, baseball's not dead. Revenues are at all times high, but I'll get into that in the second hour. The timing just isn't working out right now. Some Red Wings talk as well. We got to catch back up with D-Mac. He was at the Red Wings corporate outing. We touched on a little bit yesterday when he was out at Wingate, the hardest golf course in Southeast Michigan.
It's tough. It's tough and it's long. It's like 74 from the tips.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible.
I mean, we played, like, the silvers, which you think, oh, silvers, that's like playing the whites or playing...
Yeah, no, that's 65.
65. Yeah. And we're not even talking about the green complex, but I got to say, it's always in immaculate shape, and it was such
it's beautiful
good time.
Out there. It's beautiful out there.
But that's a grind.
Yeah, but...
you know who the club champ is out there?
Who?
Or has been? Sergei Samsonov, former NHL.
He's still around in town?
He's a stick. Oh, yeah. We get him out to play alumni a few times a year. He still dangles. Sick mittens.
Hands, dude. It's the hands.
It's gross.
Hockey players don't even have to have good golf. When your hands are good, your swing doesn't matter. It's for real. It's true.
That would explain why mine's good sometimes. That's why I can pull a shot out every now and then. You hit that tour shot.
Absolutely. And don't forget, too, August 15th, Cherry Creek. Neal and D-Mac squaring up with Braylon Edwards and former Michigan kicker Kenny Allen.
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait.
That's right.
Can't wait.
We gonna see.
We got to figure out what our uniforms are. We got to get a big D.
Maybe we can get the graphic.
Maybe we can get a big D Energy blue. We'll go like
we'll get blue polos with the Woodward and the big D Energy graphic.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
And then Braylon's shirt will be like with a video screen on it with the motion graphic of Bottom Line. It's not just Neal and D-Mac versus Braylon Edwards and Kenny Allen.
No.
It's Big D Energy versus the Bougie Line.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what it is. New way golf classic.
It's Big D versus the world.
Absolutely, but we are looking forward to it. The news from Lions training camp: Quintez Cephus was injured and helped off the field with an apparent leg injury. The follow-up to that, Spence, I guess the word is, and that was Corey Woods that tweeted it out there, went down with the apparent injury after making one hell of a catch against Jeff Okuda, by the way, I was told.
Yep.
He was helped off the field. We have a mini update, right? It's not bad. That's what I'm being told.
Yes.
What, a week, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
So
shouldn't be too bad.
There you go. Man, Cephus just can't.
Ryan Broyles 2.0.
Yeah, man. Like, he does that. He makes some incredible grabs, but the injury bug just seems to keep catching up with him. And, it's one of those things where, D-Mac, if he can stay on the field, man, you see some flashes from him.
No, well, that's it. But the availability. So is this just the first of how many? Guys are going to go down in camp. It's just the nature of the beast. So how fast can they bounce back, recovery and stuff like this? So I know that there was a question mark behind Cephus going into camp, and not being available is only going to hurt his opportunities. So you wish the best. You wish it's a minor thing. Again, we know his ability-wise that he can make those plays, but, can he get up from them? That's the big thing.
Right. And so, obviously it's something he'll help that receiver room. There is no doubt about that. It's just, man. But are there guys that are like that, D-Mac? I'm sure, you've seen it all. You were in pro sports for almost 20 years, over 20 years. You ever come across guys that were like that? That you're like, damn, if that guy ever could have stayed healthy. I always feel that way about Mario Lemieux.
The biggest, I guess, the one that, I don't know, not the hurt, but the one is when, especially the concussions, right, when they started coming in. So Adam Deadmarsh, who was a big integral part of that rivalry with Colorado, and then played in Calgary, ran into some bad concussions. I think Jovanovski game one in a fight. But he was never the same. And it's just sort of like when you see guys' careers ended short because of like head injuries, or guys in hockey will play hurt and play through a lot of things. I think more so younger. I mean, younger guys in junior and stuff that maybe got hurt and maybe didn't get to reach their full potential. But no, injury is a big thing. Now the reality is the way that medicine is, and the way that injury prevention and stuff like this, science, they're on top of it, right? We see that with guys coming back from injuries that would be career-ending 20 years ago. 8 weeks, and Cam Akers is back with a Achilles tear. You know, you never see stuff like that. You hear that. It's almost, what injury do you get, Neal? You're going to get injured, so what injury is it? Is it going to be like a broken finger here and there, or is it going to be a ACL injury, or are you going to tweak and get arthroscopic? Like, how many times do we see a guy gets a surgery, like injures himself on Sunday, has a surgery on Monday or Tuesday, and is back playing the next weekend? So it all depends on where that injury is, but it happens everywhere. Hockey's no different. I think that the big thing is what you see more is the concussions, especially in the game that affect guys and maybe couldn't have reached their full potential. And Adam Deadmarsh just comes to mind for one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Steven Syrett says Eric Lindros. That's a good one too. You know, the injuries just kept pounding him.
We called that because I played against him since he was 16 and junior.
Right.
And then and he was so good and so big, but he always skied with his head down. So me and my other winger, Craig Frazier, it'd take two of us to take him down. One would go low, and he would go low, I go high, but we'd catch him coming through the middle because he just stick handling. And it's like, I don't know how many times somebody would say, if he doesn't learn to lift his head, somebody like Scott Stevens is going to kill him. You know, like premonition or whatever. But because when you're playing a man's game, and football is no different than it's men, and it's a little bit different.
You can't be compromised. You know what I'm saying? Physically. You can't be physically compromised out there, especially in football.
Here's where I got rid of, and here's a little backstory, like to me, is that I got my junior B year in Peterborough, last game of the year, playoff game, is a bench brawl against Kingston. I'm 16.
Oh, the Frontenacs.
Yeah, but it was their junior B, the Canadians or whatever.
Okay.
But I'm 16 years old, and I'm fighting literally a 21-year-old with a beard and kids in the stand. But I'm not scared to fight him, but I'm literally not strong enough, and he broke my wrist, not by hitting me, but because I had him tied up, and I wasn't strong enough. So my fear or whatever like this of taking it was never there. I got rid of it early. Like, that's the whole thing, is that what is your fear of getting hurt or doing different things, and you realize. So it's all sort of like in hockey, you'd rather break a bone than tear a ligament, right? And stuff like this. Or the biggest thing in hockey too is you'll see like guys that have ankle injuries but don't break their ankle. That's the worst. If you ever have an ankle injury, you want to break it because then it'll heal right back. You don't want any tendon issues. So, again, he's not the last guy back to Cephus who's going to get hurt, but it's all about can he bounce back. And I think that's the thing, is the availability is that he hasn't been able in the past, that if he gets hurt, then he's out for an extended amount of time.
Yeah, it just seems like it seems to jump on some people for a reason. YouTube chat thread, people chiming in. John Marks, this isn't me. Boy, we made it one segment. Somebody had to ask a Tigers question, so we had to go back in. John Marks, who's the worst GM for the Tigers, Big Al or Randy Smith? It's Al Avila, hands down. Randy Smith got him on the graphic. Remember the first year at Comerica Park? I remember Todd Jones got the save, and they were one game out under 500. Remember Todd Jones on there, one more to get to 500. I think they were like 5 games back in the wild card in the middle of August. Now, ultimately, they flamed out, but they were on the graphic. I remember watching it on Baseball Tonight. I saw it because I was hype. I've had nothing to be hype about, and we'll never have anything to be hype about.
You can have comparison rates, but you can't because there was things in the farm system that came up along the way. Right. So he did. Yeah, exactly. If you want to go Matt Millen, if you want to go Al Avila the worst, Bob Quinn the second worst, then who are you going to put, Matt Millen or Randy Smith? Matt Millen and Randy Smith are sort of in the same category.
Does Stan Van Gundy count? He was the GM too.
They got to the playoffs under him at least. How about the fact that we just named 5 guys off like that are awful? Yeah.
That are did more damage than anything here.
He got him to the playoffs at least.
At least, yeah. But he also...
Yeah, but that's in the East, in the NBA.
Yeah, that's when the East was bad.
Like Al Avila bad, you're saying?
Yeah.
No.
Like Matt Millen bad?
No, not that bad.
Yeah, see? When I lay it out like that, bottom line it to you, bougie line it to you,
yeah.
Like that, then all of a sudden it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's fair.
We'll get into that one of these days. I think.
Ranking worst GMs.
But the reverse
Detroit
power
sports,
rankings of GM. Maybe we'll coincide it when I give you the power rankings of my children
there
or something.
Yeah.
Hey,
my wife would murder me if I did that. Murder me.
You're like, kids are like cups, Neal. They all have different stories. Love them all the same. But to your point about injury, right? There is a tag. And I don't know if it's in other sports too, but a guy can get tagged with he's injury prone.
Right.
Right. That is.
I want to see Quintez Cephus, man.
That's
because I don't know if you guys saw the video of the catch. Like,
oh yeah.
And he has moments like that, and we've seen him be a factor in games before. But you got to be in the games, man.
Yeah.
Like that's what it all boils down to.
Is he the availability sort of him and DeAndre Swift? Are they the availability sort of kings for right now that you want to see?
Well, it's just I've seen more. I think we know what we have more with DeAndre Swift than we do with Cephus, but it is along the same lines, though.
Yeah.
I want to see Cephus make it through, man. I do, because I want to see what they got.
Well, it's a weapon. That's why he's a weapon. If he can get up after that, you only need to use him. He's making catches like that. You just need him to get up so he can do it again once a week.
Yeah.
Right? Think about that.
It's true. And, he's a guy as well, like, let's be real about it, $970,000. Like, he's pretty tantalizing, especially at $970,000 a year. You still got him under team control for next year as well for $1 million.
So you understand why they're giving him every opportunity.
Oh, no doubt, yeah.
See the same thing.
Yeah, no doubt. It's just you see it. YT Sparty says, Cephus is nice to have, not a need. Well, I would contend, just based on the attrition of the NFL, at some point, all your guys
at the money, at the ability, with available,
at the
yes,
price.
you need them.
Yeah.
And I think I said it on Heavyweights a couple times. Like he's
5 to 7 daily on Woodward Sports
5
Network.
to 7 daily Woodward Sports Network.
We didn't even put
Monday
in that Spencer's got to babysit easy all the time too.
No.
Yeah, that's why I'm so tired all the time.
I bet that's heavy lifting.
But he brings diversity to the wide receiver room. Like the wide receivers we have there, they're all burner guys. Like Josh Reynolds, J-Mo, DJ Chark, and even Khalif Raymond. Those are downfield threats. Like Quintez Cephus is your possession receiver guy, your big body, go make contested catches, the 5-yard comeback routes on third down, like the guy you're looking for. So I think he has an important role, but it's not a terrible loss or anything like that.
No, and because you haven't had them, so you don't, you're not gonna miss what you haven't had, and it's one of those things.
It's almost like, Neal, it's almost like process Cephus, and then you put it through your system of the salary, where he's at, whatever. That has so much more. It's like the iceberg effect, right? You see, is that people don't understand that's
surface.
Why it makes it more of a need. You're right to what you're saying about the end zone, what it is, but the money and where he's at and the control of the team makes that much more appealing.
Because if he sticks next year, you let Chark walk, and you got Cephus for $1 million.
There's $9 million saved because of the options that it gives you,
and that saves you the Jeff Okudah money for next year potentially.
So trying to get people to think that there's a bigger reason why you want him, and sort of would say it's a not need. I understand what the point is. Yeah, what the chat's saying too, but where he's at right now, it's just so valuable. If he didn't have that year next because of those options, right? It's sort of that. Then it wouldn't make him as much of a need. They need him.
Absolutely. And you need to go to Planet Fitness. We are live from the Planet Fitness studios. That is a need, DMAC. Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone, where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. Membership starts at just $10 a month for access to your home club. They have a Black Card membership option as well. That's just $24.99 per month. You can enjoy the use of all the amenities, unlimited tanning, the hydro massage. Maybe most importantly, access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses around the world with unlimited guest privileges. Join today in club. You're going to pass a couple on the way home, or jump on that computer right now. Go to planetfitness.com. Activate that membership today. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty,
where your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. Have a bog project coming up? Alta Red, they got you covered. So give them a call today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter in the house. The gang is all here. Happy to have you all with us. And you guys send me stuff on social media. Other people send me stuff on social media from time to time. Some of it's amusing, some of it's engaging, some of it's not, some of it's dumb. Like tailgate candy corn. That's dumb, but a lot of you feel the need to send it to me. And we're getting to that time. I got to get mentally ready for that as we move through August. August will fly through, and we'll be in September, and then everyone will get into fall mode and Halloween mode, and every single company that comes out with some stupid-ass flavor of candy corn, ultimately it will come to my social media. So, but I'm here for it. I got broad shoulders. I can take it. But other times, you guys send me cool stuff on social media, like this right here. Rich Gibson on Twitter sending me some of the various license plates he saw.
He gets it.
Yeah, there's an Yzerplan one out there. There's a Kneecaps Detroit Lions one out there as well. And it got us to thinking where, what would be some cool license plate ideas and stuff like that. And I know that this is like kind of a silly topic and things like that. So we'll involve it with the YouTube chat thread. Give us your personalized sports license plate in the YouTube chat thread. What was yours though, D-Mac?
Well, I mean, mine would probably be 4 cups, or maybe just have numbers 979802008 on it, right?
Oh, that would actually be better.
That would be a cool one. Yeah, I like that.
Woodward Sports on our YouTube. I wonder who sent this one in. Tuck Cummins.
Yeah.
Man. So Tammy Chin says my husband has lids 5, so that's pretty cool as well. Sam Flannel, what Legend Killa, or that one wouldn't fit? So what would you have on there?
So since Spencer did Tuck Cummins, I thought I would do a Michigan one. I would have something like Hutch 97. Because even though he hasn't done anything for the Lions yet, he is still their number 2 pick, and he was an absolute Michigan legend, the best player on a Big Ten championship winning team, the best defensive player they have had, the best pure player they've probably had since Charles Woodson, Michigan legend and future Detroit Lions legend.
Does he know that he can't get a sack by him blowing him? Like he can't get 12 sacks by that way, but I like it. Confidence, but that's a nice plate. Everything you're hearing about him though is that you might want to go out and get that. Somebody already has it.
Okay. Man, I'm surprised how many of you have the personalized sports plates. Dr. Dirty D, I have a Lions plate that says not again. NOTAGN. I'm surprised by that. 9 drinks, Neal Rules. That one won't fit on there. There's not enough letters for that one. Mine would be some iteration of Retire 91, like RETIRE91. I think that would fit. I think that's 8. So mine would be Retire 91.
Did you see my second one? It's not going to fit, but it's good.
What was it?
Trouble with the snap?
I was at that game. Still, the most electric game. I was sitting in the end zone where they returned the touchdown. Michigan fans were lining up to storm the field. It was awesome.
Bennett WMC says, half ship 97 for Sam Flannel. Yes!
Goodness. I hope Michigan hangs 50 on Michigan State this year. Please, God. Please, God.
You should just pray to win first.
That's a very
Because
good point.
over the last decade plus, you lose more often than you win.
But this season has a lot of 2019 feel to it to me, where they beat them 44-10 when they actually took the game seriously. That's what I hope happens this year.
When they actually took the game. That's one of my favorites.
That's true.
Yeah, because why would you take anything serious when you can't beat them? Because obviously,
Yeah, but looking for your sports personalized license plates, what you have. Dr. Dirty, I'll send you pics on Twitter later after I want to see that one. Not again. The Lions plate with not again.
That's a good one.
Well, send us that one. We'll put it on the thumbnail for the show.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We could do that, right?
For sure.
That would be. I like how I put it out there as it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Simultaneously checking with Spencer that we can in fact do it.
Yeah, we can do that.
I was already delivering it before I got clearance that it could be done. That was a bougie line move on my part.
It was. We can do it though. That's
Okay.
No problem.
Yeah, that was a bougie line move on my part. Clomp saw Sparty getting crushed this year. Guys, come on, stop. We have time for this. We have a lot of. See what you did, Sam Flannel. Legend killer, show killer. Just killer things in general, man. He just takes stuff and drives it into the ground.
Said it before. I expect us to lose. I think Michigan has a better team this year. But man, if they don't, if Sparty pulls this one out, if we pull this one out again, oh man, 3 years in a row, tuck here, tuck Harbaugh daddy.
I think Tesla might have yours for your Tesla.
Neal's would be Michigan hater. H8R. Am I a hater, Sam Flannel?
I would say you are to some extent. And I'm going to go back to a conversation we had about, you asked me why people still like Michigan and put them in such high esteem. I gave you answers that they're a very good program that just isn't a national championship winning program, and you just wanted to hear it. All you heard was la, 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 la. And that to me was some hater-like behavior.
Okay. I just put them on par with teams that have accomplished things along the similar line that they have.
Yeah, like a Notre Dame even to some extent.
Right.
I understand that. I wouldn't even put them to Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, even Nebraska and Miami. I wouldn't put them up there because they just haven't earned it.
Right. So, yeah, that's what it is. Eric Musu. Only thing MSU had last year was Walker. The rest of the team was garbage.
Yeah, okay. Dude.
Oh, boy. Here we go. IT Sparty. Michigan State is destroying recruiting. I can live with the down year because next year is going to be amazing. Woodward Sports, beta male energy by being reasonable. Hey, we'll get into all that. We will. We'll get into all
nobody's
that stuff.
excited for that game.
Here we are, beginning of August, man, and it just takes everything over instantly. It is D-Mac, the way people get worked up about it. Isn't it incredible?
I'm just glad I'm Canadian, so that's solid.
Nothing like it.
A dog in this.
You get that crisp October air in the morning as I crack my first shower beer of the day at 7 a.m. to get the day started off right. Make the way down to the tailgate, have a disgusting amount of whiskey, tequila, whatever I'm doing that day, and then just scream at the TV for 3.5 hours. It's amazing. I love it.
Look at the gleam.
I do. There's nothing like it, man.
But look at the gleam in the man's eye right there. Look at it.
I'm so excited for it. And I'm gonna go back to East Lansing, get some tailgates done. If you guys want to come see me tailgating in East Lansing, my uncle's tailgate spot is right in front of the International Center every year. We throw down. So.
Look at the gleam. Right there. Hold that face.
I just
look
love
at that.
Hey, what's the date on that? How many days away is it? I know you got your clock countdown.
What's today? August 3rd, so it's 3 months away.
Wow, closing in fast, less than 100 days.
YouTube chat thread, AC Spencer. How many slices of Giorgio's can you knock down? Be real.
Man, I mean,
can you eat a whole pizza?
A whole Giorgio's pizza?
Yeah.
That's a big ask. Those are some big slices. I could probably do it. I was a fan of the Stagger Homes. It was the Cottage Inn medium pizza, after 2 a.m. for $5, medium pepperoni pizza. So after all the bars close, you can go to Cottage Inn and grab a pizza. You'd smack one of those easily. Giorgio's, though, those are some big slices. That's a big pie. They're good, though.
I like the way he goes, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, I could probably do it. He was just unfazed, man. He was unfazed. No, but I like having that. I like to do a silly thing every now and then. The license plate thing is funny. I know it's a little. There's a show in town that's up their alley, but I like to do it from time to time. I do. You know what else I like to do from time to time? Tap into the Mulligan. It's the official drink of summer. The Mulligan, made with Gypsy Vodka, whether you're out on the golf course or hanging out in the backyard. The Mulligan is calling your name. Now, guys, it's 8%. I'm just informing you. It's 8%. So act accordingly. You're not going to be at the Michigan State tailgate knocking them things back every 10 minutes and still standing by the time the game kicks off. It ain't happening that way.
Yeah.
No. Every 10 minutes for 3 hours?
I'm telling you, I put down those 9.5s.
Just stop it. Absolutely. Just stop it. Hey, it's locally made here in Petoskey, Michigan. And, of course, don't forget about the OG, Gypsy Vodka. Go to the store, ask for it by name. It is Gypsy Vodka. And, as always, drink responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar. All on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you can join the Pepper Club and get all the best deals. Plus, they'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. Take a look at all the unlimited tanning options because they have the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans, all of it at Chili Peppers Tanning. 26 locations and more on the way. They're goated on the sticks in the tanning game. It is Chili Peppers Tanning. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren, McCarty, East Lansing legend Spencer Raxter in the building, and Legend Killer legend as well. Sam Flannel here with us, and we are happy to have you with us. Detroit Dabber 313. Shower beers, as I figured, has become a big topic of discussion.
Big shower beer guy.
Do you think anybody's talking shower beers on the bougie line?
No, not a chance.
No, but I love the fact that Dabber says that they put Velcro in the shower for their
I had koozies with Velcro that I installed in our shower walls back in the frat house. Official shower beers. I'm not a koozie guy. I've always thought they were soft. Yeah. Those are for people that drink their beer too slowly to where it gets warm. You know, very grown-up stuff on my part, I know. But I've always thought that about koozie. I was never a koozie guy, ever.
It is good for the holder, though. The holder in the shower beer, because sometimes it gets slippery. Nothing worse, not a worse feeling in the world than dropping a shower beer. You drop it, it's just pure disappointment. Like, oh man, it really hurts your heart.
I know it does. I certainly know that it does. And AC says, "This is why I love Spencer. If I see you on campus, I need a pick."
No doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt. I'm going to be there this year for sure. I want to get to as many home games as I can. I haven't been there in like 2 years for a tailgate, so.
Yeah, absolutely. AC says koozies are for people with electric mowers. Not for me. I have an electric mower. I don't need a koozie. I'm not doing it. Michael Lucha says Neal doesn't need a koozie. He drinks his Busch Light warm like a real man.
Hell yeah.
Did have some Busch Light at the golf house.
Hell yeah, brother. Nothing better than a Busch Light, man.
Well, there's a lot of things better than a Busch Light, but I'll drink it.
Talk about East Lansing legends. Busch Light. Oh man, $24 30 rack. Like, come on now.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of discussion around Lions camp, and I've heard it. We've seen it. We've heard the stories. Penei Sewell's been dominant. That offensive line has been dominant. D-Mac, Spencer has a question for you on our show sheet, and this one's pretty good. For the Lions to be successful this year, who is more important to that Lions' success, the offensive line or the defensive line? And I guess this question is open to interpretation to you, how you view success, how you value success.
The offensive line has to be as good as what everybody tells us they are. The top
With me leading the charge.
Right. The top paid offense needs to be led by this offensive line with what we have. So I want to see sheer dominance by this offensive line because that's what we have. We don't know what we have in the defense. So in going in where the expectations, right, is that we have this, that we're going to be dominant here. I want to know that what you're if you're telling me this now and you're showing me it, you've matched up. Because in the past with the Lions, what the same old Lions is this is what we got, and then you show me we don't have it. So I'm willing to wait as the clock winds down this season. That offense better be turning into something, and they don't have to be the 90s Dallas Cowboys blocking for Emmitt Smith or 2000, yet. But I think they have the ability to get there, and you want to see
hold on. Think about that statement.
That they're on that trajectory.
D-Mac, think about that statement you just said. Mm-hmm. That's powerful, man.
But that's what they're telling me. That's what I'm hearing coming out of there with looking at what we have with. So to me, even though I expect them to get better, it's Penei Sewell and Josh Jackson, and it's Elodie Vaitai to add to Frank Ragnow, who's coming back, right, and Taylor Lewan, and it's this unit, right? Because that's what you're telling me. Low key is that's what we have, so I want to see it. I agree with Spencer as far as the D line and with what we have, but we have a little bit of time for them to figure it out. This is the time. The figuring out has sort of had to have been done, and I know that how can you say that with Mitz and Ragnow for a year? It's going to be some adjustment, but I think it'll be less. I think there's more synergy on that line when you're plugging in your best player and the rest of them know what they're doing. So to me, it's got to be offense. I got to be looking at this offensive line as at least a top 5, arguably a top 3, but I got to see that there's potential of them to get there, right? How do I see that? Not only by how they protect the quarterback, but how, whether it's DeAndre Swift or Reynolds or Williams or Committee, that we continue to rush for over 4 yards. We make those gains. You see them, the eyeball test there. Not just what I'm told. Hey, wait and see. Wait, no. I can see it. I turn it on, and I see it. And it's the offense being that dominant.
Jeremy Anderson, our YouTube chat thread, says warm bush trunk beers. Trunk beers are rough, man.
Trunk beers are weird.
But
it's
if you
like
got
a golf bag beer.
Between grief and nothing, I'll take grief. Yeah, absolutely. Sam Flannel, offensive line, defensive line.
I am going to go offense as well, and quite simply, it's for the reason that I believe this offensive line, if everything goes right, if everyone stays healthy and lives up to the potential, can be the best in the NFL. Can Frank Ragnow be a first-team All-Pro center? I think he can. Can Penei Sewell make the leap and have his first step into being the gold jacket guy by making a Pro Bowl? I could see Taylor Decker being a Pro Bowler as well, and Jonah Jackson. That is an elite offensive line if everyone stays healthy and plays to their potential. And if the Lions have the potential of having the best unit at something in the NFL, I will take that over anything, any day of the week, and that would be just incredible.
YouTube chat thread, YT Sparty. Mine was Mickey's at Michigan State. I bet you had a lot of aspirin.
Mickey's is good. I love those little jiggers back in the day.
That's a headache. That's a headache in a bottle. Spencer Raxter, offensive line, defensive line.
I'm actually going to go defense. I think we know what we have in the offensive line, and I think they're going to do well, but I think it is really imperative to get to quarterbacks because we saw they couldn't do that at all last year. So I think we need this defensive line to succeed in order for our defense to succeed. And knocking the quarterback off of this spot, taking the quarterback out of the game are the things that mean the most and affect the game the most. So if you can do that at a high level with this defensive line, I think that results to winning games.
Jeremy Anderson also said weed over alcohol if I had to choose. There's a contingent of that in our studio as well. For me,
oh yeah, Stick just walked in.
Yeah.
Why not both?
Yeah. Well, I mean, apply yourself, Stick. No, I mean, for me, here's the deal, and I can make a case for both. And I would say the offensive line, because they are a dominant unit, and D-Mac really shook me to the core because I hadn't thought about that with the Dallas Cowboys comparison. But, I mean, look, if it's what we say, right, if Frank Ragnow is a perennial Pro Bowler, that's the talk, right? Is he one of the best? Sam Flannel,
yes.
You're the legend killer. Is he discussed as one of the best centers in the league?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
So, if there's that, and I think Sewell's a gold jacket guy.
I mean, I think Frank Ragnow could be a gold jacket guy myself, but when we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys of the 90s, that is the greatest offensive lineman that has of all time. They were able to be put together with no salary cap and just open up gaping holes for guys like Emmitt Smith, protect Troy Aikman, give him time to throw to Michael Irvin. I don't expect this Lions offensive line to be that good, but I expect it to possibly be the best in the NFL. No, I understand that. I'm just saying how great that Dallas Cowboys offensive line was.
But you see me working here though. Like let's work backwards, right? That's what I like to do. Let's work backwards from it then. In my mind, Sewell's a no doubt gold jacket guy, no doubt.
I could see that.
And you said it, which I lean towards. I haven't gone public with that. But Ragnow's a potential gold jacket guy, right?
100%.
Taylor Decker is very solid at what he does.
Yes.
He's an upper half of the league tackle. Is that fair?
Maybe top 10.
Okay. Upper half of the league. We can all agree on that,
100%.
I think. You see what I'm saying here, man?
Here's the thing. You know how I relate this? Is last year, without Frank Ragnow, was like the Red Wings in 93, 94, my first year without Steve Yzerman. Right, where Sergei Fedorov and the rest of them had to sort of figure it out. The rest of the offensive line had to play without their best guy and figure it out, play out of position. They move, they draft Penei Sewell at left tackle. What do we see? We put him at right tackle, and he thrives there. So that versatility, right, and athleticism is gives me that potential. So if I'm going to shoot potential with the way the league's talking about me, with how we break it down, with the way that sports people are talking about me, then I'm shooting for the best. Yeah, you mentioned the fact that they were able to do it without the salary cap, but you're putting something in play where this is where your value, because I think that if we value our offensive line and look at them, and they might not have the Hall of Famers and the stats, but to that degree of being this version of those guys, then you're way ahead of it. I agree, you can make the argument both. I like, what you said, the defense. The thing is I think the defense takes a little bit longer to figure out who they are and click, and it might be more the whole year or into the next year too. I'm willing to give them time, but if they can figure it out quicker, that's what speeds up the process. That's what speeds up what you see with drafting specific guys or getting specific guys in your lineup. That's how you go from worst to first or out of playoffs into a serious playoff contender in a matter of a few years.
Yeah, and maybe the Cowboys from the 80s or the 90s is a little too high of a bar to set, but can they be the Cowboys from the 2010s? That offensive line, when they had Travis Frederick, Lyle Collins,
I'm not calling
Zach
for
Martin.
it. Yeah, Spencer, I'm not calling for it. I'm just saying when you got five that comprise a unit, and two of them are gold jacket guys, you're in that discussion, man.
Yeah, and that 2010 offensive line, like Travis Frederick, he's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame. Lyle Collins might be in the Hall of Fame. Tyron Smith might be in the Hall of Fame. Like those. They had a fantastic offensive line there too, so I think that would be a really good, I can't even think of the word, a good benchmark to shoot at for this offensive line rather than the most dominant unit in the history of the sport.
Yeah, and And I have a point about the defensive line that I'll make when we come back from the break. But let me tell you first about the Sports Marketing Agency. They're Hall of Fame worthy as well because they help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called This Is the F Word. It's a series on fentanyl and, quite frankly, all the other addictions that are plaguing our communities right now as we speak. Go to thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com. If you are struggling, if you know somebody else who's struggling, Sports Marketing Agency, they're here to help.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They have $12 open unlimited play where you can stay there open until close, have a good time. They also have private lane reservation, $120, 10 to 12 people. You get your own lane. You can bring in any type of food that you want. And if you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. You pop in $2, pops you out a good beer, no hassle, no fuss needed. Know what you want to make a decision. They have multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So come on down and check them out in Hamtramck at the Foaling Warehouse or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com. Again, that is foalingwarehouse.com.
Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty, multiple legend killer Sam Flannel in the house as well, and just all around multiple beer killer and other assorted varieties of stuff as well. Spencer Raxter here. Also, happy to have you guys with us. YouTube chat thread is pumping. Happy to see that. Also, having a good show here today, but we're wrapping up this discussion, and Spence put it up in the YouTube chat poll. Who's more important for the Lions' success this year? And it's pretty much 50-50. Defensive line, 52%. Offensive line, 48%. For me, it all depends on what your success is. I think if you value success, and I can make a case both ways, if your success is winning football games and trying to get towards the playoffs, or dare I say, make a playoff push, if that's your success, then the defensive line's way more important because we know what we got in the offensive line. At least I think that we do. And even on this team, there's more pressure on the defensive line because you couldn't draft everybody in 2 drafts. The linebacker situation is a linebacker situation. The defensive back situation is a defensive back situation. So if anything, there is, and I would ask you about this, D-Mac, but the teams you played on, you never had this issue before, where a line, in this case a defensive line, they have to overperform. If the defense is going to be an upper half of the league defense, they have to overperform. They have to carry everybody else. They have to be dominant, dare I say dominant, for the Lions to be good. The Lions' offensive line, I think we know what we have. And I know we've celebrated it, and I know I'm carrying the flag for everybody. I know I'm a simp, for Penei Sewell. I understand all that, and all of it's true, okay? But that defensive line is under immense pressure for this Detroit Lions team to win. And you never had this during your playing career, so I don't think that you would be an accurate source of it to say this is like the Connor McDavid thing in Edmonton, right? Where it's all on him.
It is, but the analogy is you need the balance throughout the lineup. So that if you're saying the offense to the defense with the Lions, well, that's your third and fourth line and your bottom two pair, right? Are they effective? Can they shut down the other team? Maybe not to produce as much, but they don't cost you in the end. And then can they outperform that other team's third and fourth line, right? That's what made us so valuable, is the balance throughout the lineup. If the Connor McDavid's in hockey, or if, like, say, the offense are putting up points and stuff like this and outscoring guys, right? Like that's what we're saying here. I'm saying to be successful, what you say is 100% true. The pressure they have, but in reality, we know what we have. And it's saying we're going to have to outscore teams, right? We're going to have the ability to put more points on the board than we ever have in the past, to be able to the ineptitude of our defense, or the lack of being able to keep it down. What we're looking for from our defense is to hold the team to threes, right? That's
just get off the field.
Just get off the field, right? Get off the field, because we have that unit. That's what other good, successful playoff teams in the NFL have, right? So I think it's about developing that balance. And here's how I look at it, because our offense is this. Our defense is this, but can our defense play well enough not to cost us the game? Can they make the plays? Can they do the things that need to be done? Their development, right? Their development is key, but I think it's just going to take a little bit longer, because you're filling more spots, or you don't have the answers that you want in most spots. On the offense, you got guys plugged in. The answers are whether there's availability. Right? But you know who you want to do what you want to do. On defense, it's not so much. It's more of who's going to go out there and play. We talk about, Spenny's boy, Malcolm Rodriguez, out there lighting guys up and, hitting guys and stuff like this. He's fighting for a starting job, right? Because
the opportunity's there.
Because the opportunity. So that's what you sort of want. I just think the realization is that this offense might be as good as we think they are, and starts with the offensive line, and the defense might need some work. So as long as we understand that, and they're improving, and they don't do the things they did last year, right? My biggest thing is that they have the speed to cover sideline to sideline. That's a start for me, and that starts with the linebackers, what I'll be looking for.
Right.
And it goes back to pressure up front and stuff like this. So
I know, which doesn't
look
like it's there.
Okay,
yet.
so but then the whole thing. So this year, if the offense is exactly what you think it is, it's solidified, then you know what it is moving forward. Then you can strictly focus on the defense.
I would like to see people manage expectations. So I think when we talk about this offense, people have this ideology that they're going to go out and score 30 points a game and just impose their will and light up scoreboards and things like that. Really, when you boil it down, what's different with the Lions offense? Because there's not a lot different. The only difference I see this year, but at the same time why I expect improvement, is because you will have the collection of where you are elite all together on the field at once, which you didn't have last year. Other than that, the suspects are the same, right? Am I out of turn here with that?
I mean, not necessarily. I think the year one leap to the year two leap for guys like Penei Sewell and Amon-Ra St. Brown are big. You have Jamison Williams, hopefully a healthy season of DeAndre Swift, but I get what you're saying. A lot of the same guys. And also DJ Chark, can't forget about him, but Jared Goff is the same. The offensive line, hopefully you have a season where they're all healthy. But for the most part, you didn't have like this major splash on offense besides maybe a Jamison Williams, and he might not play for the first 6 or 7 weeks.
Right, and that's my point. Like, there's not a ton different other than.
Yeah, but do you not consider the fact that you plug in, like you just said, a gold jacket center? That pretty much everything runs from. Does that not give you more confidence?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, they'll be better.
So that's what's different.
Yeah,
and they'll be better. And
I think people think that they're going to equate this to be like an arena football offense now, where they're going to ping the ball down the field.
No, but they should be able to produce and score, not at a record-setting pace, but at something where last year you saw ineptitude. But you saw something build in the second half of the year that if you get scored upon, that you can come back and get a first down or sustain a drive or build a drive. You know, the responsibility of leading this team is on the offense. We can agree on that.
100%. Yeah.
Right? So
but the chance to be good rides on the defense.
Yes, the chance to be better quicker is all on the defense.
Is all on the defense. I think that's fair. I think AC is crushed, though, because Jared Goff isn't throwing for 5,500 yards, Sam Flannel. He's not?
No quarterback in the history of the NFL has. And it's not going to be Jared Goff doing it for the first time.
Could you imagine?
Oh, my God.
You guys know I like to do this from time to time, right? Can we got a couple minutes left in this segment. Real quick, could you imagine if he rolls out and throws for 5,600 yards and sets the NFL passing record?
For? Sam Flannel. You think I'd ever let him live that down every day of his existence?
How would you feel, Spence, as the resident? I don't want to say you're not a Goff hater. You're not a truther. I'm not a Michigan hater. Yeah. I'm a Michigan truther. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, and I walk around enjoying my truth, Mr. Accountability. Yeah. Dude, Big D Energy.
Big D Energy.
Home of the truth.
The show of truth.
Oh, the show of truth.
I like that. Yeah. I'm a Michigan truther.
There you go.
So what would your truther be if he did go out and put up 5,500 yards?
I couldn't imagine it. I literally cannot even imagine.
But if he did, then you'd have to change your tune.
Yeah, there's 2
then
minutes.
Your truth would change, wouldn't it?
Deep down in your soul, do you want it?
100%.
Okay.
If Jared Goff goes out there and sets the NFL single season record in passing, I will run naked down Woodward. I promise.
You know what's wild about that? Yeah. So it pops in my head to say that, right? And I say it, and I've told you guys this before. Working in television, you have people in your ear. You process what you're going to say, and your brain sends it to your mouth, and it's like an assembly line. Yeah. And it goes to your brain. About a second later, it goes out of your mouth, and it goes out over the air, and you keep that assembly line going. And when that popped in my head to say, I was like, cool. This could be something good on the spot. But when I heard I don't hear myself when I'm talking. But when I heard Spencer say it, and say it how you said it again.
If Jared Goff goes out there and sets the single season passing record in the NFL, I will run naked down Woodward.
I didn't even hear the "I'll run naked down Woodward" part. I didn't even hear it. I just heard you say, if Jared Goff sets the NFL single season passing record.
And I would be happy. I'd do it with a smile on my face. That means we would be a playoff team for sure.
And he'd probably have at least 40 or 45 touchdowns with all those yards. Yes. I mean, it's something that's so unfathomable, and I know you agree, Spencer, that my brain can't process it.
Agreed.
Looted corpse. I'll settle for Goff not throwing the ball out of bounds on 4th down attempts. And look,
I'm with the that too.
Pat Riley. Goff already has the NFL record for most completions in a game with 45, so he is capable of breaking records.
Oh, my God.
That's the truth right there. Yeah, that's the truth. You know what another truth is?
What's that?
No matter what, if you're on offense or defense, you need a haircut. And you know where they should go? Come to Lady J's for an award-winning haircut experience, and you can register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win the car of your dreams from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. It's wicked awesome. Big D Energy. Be right back.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Neal Ruhl here for oddstrader.com, the #1 site for all of your game day bets. Play-by-play updates, live scores. But listen up, most important feature of it all, the best price for multiple sports books. You're not flipping through your phone, closing out an app on accident, having to sign back in. This thing moves in real time, everybody. It's almost like a stock ticker for the prices in the games. That's the play because it lets you know exactly where to go. Don't give anything away. All right, you're playing for money here, okay? And oddstrader.com right now, they will help you find your best bet. Oddstrader.com. The heck at it, coming down the stretch. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Spencer Raxter, Sam Flannel here in the house. And I promise you guys some hockey talk. I'm going to deliver on it. D-Mac, you mentioned, you were out at Wingate yesterday, the Red Wings corporate outing. And you said in the little segment we did yesterday, the talk around that golf outing was the juice, the tickets. And I'm talking, how can you measure a fan base, right? It can be, analytically, we can look at what we do on shows here, what numbers pull, what numbers. For a team, the juice is the ticket sales. Right. Who's motivated to be out there? And look, we know our listeners, we have a hockey segment of the audience. Tammy Chin's a season ticket holder, etc. You said the people there were taken aback by the tickets that are being bought. People are in, right?
Well, you got to understand there's also, different levels to it. And yesterday being the corporate event, so that this is all... the corporate sponsorship.
Were they surprised a little? Even the Red Wings people, were they surprised a little bit or not? In your opinion? You didn't talk to everyone.
It's not surprised. No, because it's hashtag. When the hashtag Yzerplan is just not to winning and losing hockey games. It's the culture through Little Caesars Arena, events to bring different people together. Yeah, it was a corporate event too, but there was season ticket people there too. Like I played with Mike and Mick, who had been season tickets since Olympia. They as Joe Louis, they were telling me the story as Joe Louis Arena was being built, 79 or whatever. They got tickets to last year at Olympia and moved it on over. So talking about things like that, to talking to different corporate sponsors for the suites and different things like that. It's the buzz. Right, it's the buzz of what is coming and seeing it built and to be a part of it. So, the big thing is where you're asking where did the buzz come from, and it wasn't the draft, because in hockey it makes sense that these guys are a few years away. You want to see what's being built, but it was the free agent signings. The ones that came were the Andrew Kopp, the Ben Sherratt, the David Perron, the Oli Mata. The guys like that were not just the season ticket holders that have been there and have been loyal throughout the years, the companies that see it and have invested around, whether it's some new companies, some new tech companies or stuff like this. So it's just being able to see, there's some familiar faces, some faces that you see around LCA a lot that have been there doing their thing, but also some new faces, but it's the buzz. The buzz around there about what's being built. And it's also, too, is an understanding, Neal, that it's not right now, but we're getting there. It's sort of like building. We're getting closer, taking these steps. And I've said this all along for the past three years since Stevie's been back. And when I do all the season ticket stuff and when I talk to the fans, it's like, Now's the time, I always say, now's the time where you're going to be able to figure out where you want to view it. We got to see how we can. LCA isn't Joe Louis Arena, but I believe that the fans are the same. So how do we turn this bowl, when the team's good enough, into as raucous and the home ice advantage of LCA? In saying that, this is the time to figure out what side, where section, what level you want to watch it at. Because it's slowly coming to an end. And as the season tickets and as people and as a team gets better, right? So that's the first thing. The buzz, and it's unbelievable, right? So everything that we talk about not happening with one arm of the Illiches and the Tigers is totally happening in the other arm, and the excitement's there. So it's great to see, the diversity and people getting excited again. It's the most exciting, and this will only continue as training camp starts and over a month and stuff like this. So, but you feel this buzz, Neal, all throughout from both corporate and both season tickets and the people that have been here for a while, and even talking to some of the kids, some of the younger ones that haven't seen a winner or don't remember because they were too young when it did happen. That's always something to get excited for too.
Let me ask you this, D-Mac, because I've thought about this since last we spoke and the Red Wings free agency period began and they made all the signings. When we look back on it, will this year be the Pudge Rodriguez, Maglia Ordonez, Tigers thing that signified, and I'm not calling for
different.
it. Yeah, I'm not calling for it, but they went and got pros. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not draft picks or farm systems or things like that. They got pros.
If you look at it, it should make you feel like, oh, something's going on here. Oh, we're solidifying. Because what he just did is we talk about this all the time because we look at the draft capital, we look at the salary cap. What he just did is he just put posts down, put pillars and posts down, right? In the Cops and the Prawn and in the Shira and the Mata as your free agent signings, right? Which means these are culture guys. These are guys, when we're talking about the offense and defensive line, about the development of the other guys, who's going to be good for this guy, who's going to be good for this guy. One guy I did get to talk to was Yuri Fisher. If you see Mike Gentry got a chance to talk to him. And I love Fish because Fish is always blatantly honest, just sort of, along the lines. And it's just, when you look at like a Oli Mata, does he come in and does he spark the Philip Hronek? Does he make Hronek get back to that level that we saw him play a few years ago? So there's these inner conversations throughout the organization too, that these guys were specifically brought in for specific reasons. You mentioned Andrew Copp. Why you loved him number one is the same reason the organization did. Face-offs, puck possession. That's your guy, so that's why he gets that extra little cheese
that makes me feel
on
good.
the top of the salad.
Yeah, that makes me feel good too.
Well, you see it properly, and I think that if you read the writing, it's in English. If you read English, it's in whatever language you read the best. That's what Stevie's going to give you. It's just you're going to get it when he wants, not when you want.
Right. Pat Riley says, so in hockey, do you need 15 good players with 3 good lines, or can you win with a great first line, just hold the fort with a mediocre 2 lines and third line? I don't really understand hockey. Well, I mean, salary cap's a little different. Salary cap era is a little different. I think, and look, everyone's going to say, yeah, you need the depth. You can do it with an elite 1 line. The Edmonton Oilers went to the Western Conference Finals this year. They did. They didn't have the goaltender.
See, here's the thing. You can get to the gate.
Right.
But what puts you over the gate? And the number one thing isn't that Connor McDavid these days. It's that Cale Makar.
Right.
It's that Mo Seider. That's more important. I'm sorry to say those points are great during the regular season and everything you can put up. But what we're seeing in this NHL, it's that Victor Hedman had started it. You need that guy. Even you look at Washington wins. They had John Carlson. You need that guy, the Drew Doughties. You need that defense guy. It always used to be the centerman, the Gretzky, the Mew, the Yzerman. Not so anymore.
Right, and that all plays into the possession, the puck possession, getting the puck, keeping the puck, where you're on the power play, et cetera. The power play is so huge. When you can score on it, you can win, and when you can't win.
And PK's just as important to keep the puck out.
That goes hand in hand.
But it does. You know what I'm saying? But again, the ability to put the puck in the net on the power play or to go to and to get that, it's priceless.
That would be cool too. Brandon C in the chat said we should go up to Traverse City and do a live show from camp.
You know what? I only brought that up in the back 2 months ago. So listen. Hey, maybe I'll probably be up there. So if you don't want to do a remote, where's DMAC? Then we should do a whole.
Yeah. That'd be sweet.
You know, I agree. I mean, I agree. Those
I can get some fudge.
It'll all work out for everybody.
Absolutely, 100%, bro. 100%. What's your go-to fudge?
I like the cookies and cream.
See, I'm the chocolate peanut butter.
Chocolate peanut butter's good too, though. Yeah.
I can taste it right now. It's so good.
Straight peanut butter fudge. My son, Cristiano, who was on this show, makes a peanut butter fudge.
He makes a peanut butter fudge?
He makes a peanut butter fudge. Yeah, it's wild.
Wow.
He puts it in the freezer, too.
Hey,
you just go in there and cut a piece off.
Hey, Spence, you know
electric.
what? The kid could get goaded at the sticks if he makes some for us.
That's for sure.
I'll tell him.
Big the energy if he's looking to get in that Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It's a quick way to do it.
All right, I'll tell him to cook a slab up.
Heck yeah.
Slab it up.
And we'll take it all, and the bougie line will get none of it.
Exactly, yeah.
That'll be our thing.
Yeah, we get the fudge.
Yeah, because we won't send it back and say, well, this one's not good enough. Make a different one. You know, we won't do that. And you won't have to do that with Cintron either, because Cintron's the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. Cintron's combined all three of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler box. Try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, the classic, and the sugar-free, all in one pack. They're going to make it easy for you. Pre-order your Cintron 6-pack sampler box today at CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the Bottom Line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Neal Ruhl here for the Monroe Street Midway. All summer long, Monroe Street Midway is open in downtown Detroit. Enjoy basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art, live music, food trucks, and more. Spencer's there just for the food trucks alone. It's a fun, safe environment for everybody, ages 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com. Again, as Chris Jericho would say, deckedoutdetroit.com for more information. Brought to you by Bedrock. Final segment of the show. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. I did want to make this point real quick. And look, I told you we were done talking Tigers, and it's not necessarily Tigers related, but the Juan Soto trade, D-Mac. And I have a couple of go-to podcasts I listen to that talk about contracts and television contracts and all that kind of stuff. And I thought something popped in my head this morning, and I've been off the Planet Fitness this week because I do this in the summer where I do kind of like a self-training camp where I do my runs up in the hills of Washington Township. Get out there in the morning in that humidity and go get it in. So I've been doing that. But anyway, it popped in my head when I was going for a run today. And I'll tell you this, D-Mac, the Juan Soto trade, which is, when you talk to analysts, the biggest trade maybe in baseball history, certainly since the Miguel Cabrera trade, just in terms of how great and how young the player is.
Right?
That's the comp. Yeah, that's a comp to let you know how big of a deal it was. We talk about baseball's problems and the speed of the game and the length of the game and all that kind of stuff. You know what else baseball, what they suffer from, that the NBA is totally different in? When the Nationals do this trade, the Padres get Juan Soto. And now, their World Series odds drop from 22-1 to 8-1, like that. For the Nationals, you won't know for 6 years, at a minimum, what the deal is with this trade. 6 years. And every analyst out there that writes their column, they don't know. You're talking about prospects. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may be more aware of it. They may be more involved in it. They may have a better understanding than you. But at the same time, they have no clue, bro. No clue.
You know what prospects is? It's that shadow image of no picture of somebody.
Yeah, player to be named later.
Meaning there is no player.
Right.
Now there will be eventually, but
maybe. You know, and you don't know, and you won't know for a long time, and depending how young the prospect is. In the NBA even, when trades are made in the NBA, you have a good idea / you will know within 2 years. Whether it's a draft pick, you know, if you're getting, you know, if you're trading for draft picks, if you're trading for rookies, whatever you're doing, you know for the most part right away in relative terms. And that's something, that's the rub with the hockey draft. And look, the draft's the draft, right? It's the nature of the sport. Baseball's in trouble in that respect, to where in today's day and age, where we like the transaction more than the action.
Yeah.
We do. Look at our draft show numbers. Baseball draft show. Come on.
Yeah.
Putting up real numbers, as Dave Chappelle would say.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, that's another problem for baseball that runs anti our right now, we want it now, we want closure now, we want it all now. That's another hurdle that baseball's going to have to clear.
For sure.
It is. And D-Mac, that's the rub with the NHL draft as well. You know, like it's...
You draft guys to wait for a couple years.
To wait for... Now, it's not as long in hockey. You have a 3-year runway, typically.
It can be, though.
Yeah, but it can be. It can be.
It doesn't seem so now as the evolution, like hockey has evolved where, you know, you're noticing the top kids are playing, you know, get drafted, then play a year, you know, if they're not coming up, and then make it in 2 years. So they're coming in at 20, 21, 22 now, which is a little bit younger, you know, or straight out of college. So, yeah, that's, again, does that not go along with the issue with baseball? The time, how long it takes. So, I mean, it's just, they're sort of consistent.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's a problem for
process
baseball.
works like their game process. It just takes a long time to do it and get there. So, yeah, but at the end of the day, you're the Padres. You want to win, teams that want to win, and it just goes to show you it's more like there's like six teams, eight teams that are going to be there at the end.
And for me, I will be on the Juan Soto, Miguel Cabrera side of that trade every single time. Don't care about prospects. Never have.
Yeah.
Never
Give me the
have.
asset.
I want what I know. So I would do that trade a million
to
times.
The organization, they don't care. They're
Right.
not about them, right? There's about unloading. We saw this, the Scherzers, all the guys that they that's what their priority is.
And by the
in
way,
dollar.
the Washington Nationals are for sale. So all the Joe Dumars haters out there, the Washington Nationals are for sale. How are they acting out in the streets right now? You see what I'm saying?
You know what else is for sale? Tickets to D-Mac show this weekend.
That
baby.
is right.
There it is this Sunday, Freddy's Bar, Clinton
And
Township.
Clinton Township.
Yeah, Paul Patone, Chrissy Kinney, and Kevin Zioli. The comedians come along with me. Yeah, let me know if you want to go. Couple things. No, I don't think somebody asked in the chat. Kadri not on a 1-year deal. He wants a lot more. And
that's not. Yeah, it's his shot at getting paid.
The one person that I've loved to win a cup with that didn't was Dino Cicerelli. He's sort of the missed one, and obviously Proby too. But Cicerelli was that. He was always the one that sort of he had a lot of influence in a lot of us at a younger age, and he was still to this day that you sort of like missed out that he got left behind.
Yeah. Freddy's is a good spot, D-Mac. I used to when I was
I've been there.
When I was in my 20s.
Setup.
Yeah.
I guess they're going to open up both rooms, and we're going to have a good time.
Nice.
So come on out.
When I was in my early 20s, I had an apartment with one of my buddies that was within walking distance of there.
Nostalgia.
A lot of work was put in at Freddy's. Let's just say it like that. A lot of work was put in today by all of you guys as well. Appreciate everybody tapping in. So for Darren McCarty, for Sam Flannel, for Spencer Raxter, my name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks.
Non-durables, AC, non-durables, deuces.
Yeah. Thank you for tapping into Woodward Sports here on Big D Energy. Well, see you later.